Hello, YouTube world. It is June 10th, 2021. It's very hot outside in northern United States, and it's about 9:30 p.m. Let's see now. We want to take a look at PLR Me. Now, I just created an account. So on the top, you can see it says register quick start. So I just now created it, and this is my first login time that I logged in. And I really hate this. I prefer to do whatever I want after I log in. I don't like any automatic personalization of any kind. But they force you to do this. They don't have any way of skipping it. So now I have to choose something in order to get to the next step. So what do I want to choose? Well, I want to find something that a lot of people would be interested in. It's not for me, it's to help others. So what would they like? How about, hmm, I also want something that I understand well. Communication might be good. Let's see. Helping others and accepting help. I probably should do that one. Natural health and safety. Um, okay, we'll pick that one. We'll pick the helping others. And then we'll go on to the next step so I can get out of this. I can always add more later. When you add interests, I don't want. Please select at least 3. For crying out loud. Uh, I just want to get to the beginning. I can always search anything later. No, I don't want any special offers. No, I don't have any money. Just like you probably don't have any money. That's why you're here. Okay, now. See, and then it does this. Recommended PLR products. I don't want any recommended ones. I want to research them myself. Oh, I always hate that. Okay, so let's pick something. Uh, let's see. My body tells me what my life is lacking. This is true. Uh, 9 benefits of a daily nap. Well, a lot of people like that. Okay, let's pick something. Well, I guess we could pick this one. Go to bundle. Uh-oh. No, I don't want a bundle. Not sure how credits work. Click see how this is calculated. Whoops. Alright, we gotta look at how they do this stuff. No, I don't want this. See, now this is how they try to get you to buy stuff. They put this expired and then minutes. Just don't worry about that. At least I'm not gonna worry about that. I don't have any money, so I'm not buying anything right now. I do need to learn, though, how this system works. So let's take a look at this. All right. Now I may switch this up a bit and break it down into several sections because look at all these questions. And I'm not really sure online if people actually go into this and help people take a look at these kinds of questions that are in here in the FAQs. So I think maybe I should start there first. So here's the basics at the beginning. What is PLR? Well, I've studied this a long time ago, and I do know what it is. Private label rights, which basically means somebody created this content and they're selling what they created. If I wrote a book and I sold the book as a template and I told you that you had to rewrite articles that were from the book and use that book as a reference, I think that's basically the same thing. They just reword on that concept right here on what that really means. So online, they decide that it means private label rights. So you're licensing the content that someone else wrote, and you receive a non-exclusive license, and that means that others might also license the same content. So just like stock photos, as it mentions here, so if more than one person purchases the stock photo, then more than one person is using that photo. Now, the person selling it can limit how many copies of that photo can go out there, you know, and that should be okay. Um, but it's real important to understand, that more than one person's buying the same information. And because of that is why it has to be used as a reference and rewritten. Otherwise, Google is going to say, oh, it's plagiarized. The Google algorithm gods are very familiar with PLR for decades now. So they keep an eye out for that. So basically, you're buying pre-written information that you can use as a reference to rewrite information from it. And you don't have to use the whole thing at one time. Maybe you want to create a whole bunch of articles from one PLR, and then you put several different articles based on the different chapters in the PLR. So that's another thing. All right, so let's see. You'll find licensing in digital goods like stock photos, software, and yeah, this is true. Licensed products are everywhere. Physical goods like toothpaste, technology, coaching resources, courses, content, books. But because of its very unique nature, it's hidden in plain sight. Most people don't know or care whether a product was licensed or not. If it fulfills a need that you have and it's useful for you, then they happily exchange money for that value. And that's why people will buy PLR. It's the same thing. Okay? So, how does the content work? Well, you can brand the PLR.me content and sell it as your own, but that doesn't mean just, put your name on it and sell it. No, not that quick. You can give it away, print it, and more. The only thing you cannot do is let your clients brand and sell it as their own. Now, that would be resale rights, and PLR.me doesn't have resale rights unless they're specified. But in here it says that you don't have resale rights. So as it says, in other words, resale rights, mass resale rights, transferable private label rights are not included in the license terms. So it's very simple. The information is information just for you. And then you use that information, to create articles with it and or just give it away. Now you can give away the digital product of the PLR, and then outside of that, part of that giveaway is something that you wrote. Or you can have something rewritten inside of it that sums up the PLR material and say this is a giveaway of this report for, whatever reason or whatever. That we'll get into that later. So why would you use PLR content when you can write it yourself? Well, we're not all writers, are we? I know I'm not. I get probably because we get writer's block and we're busy. That's why. We hear you. It's important to infuse your methodology into done for you content, right? But at some point, every busy, successful coach stops creating everything themselves from scratch. It's just not feasible to write every piece of content on your own. Yeah, I mean, it's very, very expensive to do that. If you're doing everything yourself, it's impossible to scale your business. It's impossible to grow. Yeah, because you're spending all your time actually doing everything inside the business, and you're not doing any of the CEO management work. You're doing the work. That's why you see smart experts create empires like Tony Robbins, Oprah, Dr. Phil, and so on. They're able to scale because they rely on teams of people to create content for them. Well, that's all well and good and true. However, those teams of people, as far as the business itself goes, the business is able to hire those people to create the content. And it's called a production crew. And in that production crew, you have all kinds of people, writers and research and development and all kinds of people. So it goes on to say that way they can focus on growing their business and helping more people. So, of course, you can do the same thing when you use done for you licensed content. You can still tweak and customize the material as you wish and make it sound like you, or change the format entirely. So we'll get more into the actual content later. So let's look at some more here. What if I get found out? See, that doesn't make sense. There's no such thing. If you're like most people, you likely have dozens of private label products in your home right now. Yep. There are thousands of private label products like Costco, Kirkland, Walmart, Great Value, Walgreens, or Target, right? Yep. I have Great Value products, which I know are Walmart products. Imagine if Walmart had to buy the farms and factories to create every single private label product, from toothpaste to coffee. It's really not scalable. The beauty about private label products is that you can focus on making the product your own without having to start from scratch. When you pay for a license, you are legally allowed to make the content your own, brand it, sell it, or give it away. That's how it works, and that's what they do. They do that with physical products, and they do it with digital products. Same thing. There's nothing scammy about that. It's on every shelf. It's called generic products. The generic product market has been around for a long, long time. In the supermarket, long before Walmart existed. I mean, I don't even remember when I first started seeing generic products long ago. So, yeah, so that's basically what it is, It's the same thing as something else, only it's rebranded and repackaged. On the shelf, they can rebrand it, repackage it, lower the price, put it on the shelf, and it's sitting on the shelf. In the digital world, Well, that's a little different because, you know, Google can have it scanned to see if it sounds the same or is written exactly the same as something else on the internet. And so, because of that, you have to have it rewritten, you know. So that's why you have to do more work with the digital products, but it's worth it because then once you have your version written, nobody can plagiarize yours. It's all yours. So the bottom line is the clients are thirsting for inspiration, personal attention, valuable information. If your branded content can do any of those things, then that's all that matters, which is true. Again, you can still inject your own personality, what you want to do. I know I do. Your own voice, examples, stories, as you go. And that makes it your own when you do that anyways. So, um, we won't read every word, but, I'm sure you can see all the words on the screen by now. But yeah, so you get the idea. So what about duplicate content? Well, you don't need to worry about duplicate content unless you don't do anything with it, by the way. Licensing is not a new thing. Every day, local news organizations license stories from AP and Reuters, and they put it directly into their site and in their broadcast. Same story goes on hundreds or even thousands of news sites. That's how licensed content works. By licensing stories, smaller news organizations can get breaking news from around the globe without needing thousands of journalists in multiple cities. Otherwise, it would cost, more than they could afford, and they wouldn't be able to have a news organization. They wouldn't be able to have a news company. It would be cost prohibitive. Nobody could afford that. Paying per diem and everything to put journalists in another location. It would be inefficient because you need the news done within a time constraint. So that's why you have to do it this way. License the stories. So they license the story and post it on their website, but they don't just simply post it many times. Sometimes they will, and as they should, they'll put their own spin on it, because they have their own personality, their own, what you call it, I guess personality. It's important because there are millions of people who visit websites directly and not from a Google search. People want the latest news without having to visit a bunch of sites. So, the licensed content adds value to the people who are looking for it. Okay, and so when it comes to Google finds two pieces of the same content. They'll determine which one is more relevant to the search. Sometimes that's yours, and sometimes it's somebody else's. It's a bit more detailed than that, which Google's not going to tell you. You don't want to get penalized or completely removed from Google. You don't want to get banned or anything crazy. Google simply rewards content that adds value to the search results. The search god says, yay, praise the content. And so the moment you tweak your content, it's not duplicate, which it isn't. That's why we encourage our clients to make it their own or even change the medium entirely. Go from text to audio, video, infographics, and so on. Yep. This adds value to the content. Google wants to have these valuable resources in their search results. And that's what we're going to do here. We're going to look at the content and we're going to read some of it and try to rewrite it as it is while we're looking at it. And it'll all be recorded so, you can do the same thing. So take the brandable content that's already good, make it better. Make it more relevant, valuable to your clients. See? So why you can trust PLR Meet? Well, how are they different? Let's see. We've been around since 2008, created and have created 15,262 plus done for you coaching resources and counting. The other guide can't even come close to this. I see. So that's why there was only those few categories. I was wondering, they all look sort of familiar to each other, and that's why, because if they focus on a very small niche like that, then they're going to have a lot more quality in the content that they have. This lets us hire industry experts from US and Canada and create authority content for you. They don't write about coaching one day and dog grooming the next. They know what they're talking about and then they write about it. We have strict standards, intensive training to ensure our content is well written, well formatted, and of course, evergreen. The kind of quality content this kind can totally change your business. Plus, you can choose the topics you want within these categories when you need it. And yes, to be clear, we are the original creators of the content. Our in-house writers have created the entire 15,262 plus resources in our content library from scratch. It says they're not just about content. So they want, let me see, we also have dozens of cutting edge training videos, use cases, marketing resources. Okay. Our biggest secret weapon, we have over $300,000 of custom developed content marketing software to help you automate your marketing and get the most out of your PLR Meet content. And we're always around to answer all of your questions and help you grow your practice. Well, this is always good. Okay, so you know what we're going to do? The next video, we're going to start right here. Because I want to try not to have these videos too much longer than 20 minutes at a time. So we'll do another one starting here for the next one. Alrighty, folks. Sign up. I will put the link in here so that you can sign up. Yes, it will be my affiliate link, of course. And that affiliate links work where, you get a few pennies after it adds up to a large amount, and you receive it like 30 days or 60 days or whatever many days later. Nobody gets rich over affiliate links. It takes forever to make a penny out of those. So, if you do use it, it would be very helpful in the long run. And if you share it, that would be even better. I appreciate it. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day and be safe. Bye.